Fantrax Fantasy Football Streams of the Week, talking quarterback, tight end, and defense and special teams for Week 11. Jordan Love faces the Chargers, who allow the second most fantasy points per game to quarterbacks and the most passing yards per game this season. Love has had 5 top 12 quarterback finishes for fantasy, season-high 289 passing yards just last week in 4 multiple touchdown games. I have a stacking option here. Luke Musgrave, also against the Chargers. We mentioned the Chargers allow the most passing yards per game. They also allow the 7th most fantasy points per game to tight ends. Musgrave has an established role in Green Bay. He's played above 70% of the snaps in 6 games this season. Season-high 64 receiving yards in Week 10. 3 games of 50-plus receiving yards this season. He was the tight end 9 back in Week 9, catching a touchdown. He's also had weeks of 8 and 7 targets. Maybe it's not the best matchup against the Buffalo Bills, but Tyler Conklin the last 2 weeks has been trending up. He caught all 6 targets for 66 yards in Week 9. Then he caught 7 of his 7 targets for 70 receiving yards in Week 10. So that's 10-plus yards per catch in back-to-back weeks, and that's also back-to-back weeks of catching every target coming his way. 4 weeks of 6-plus targets, 5 weeks of 50-plus receiving yards this season. Maybe a bit deeper here, a little risky, but Michael Mayer faces the Dolphins, who allow the 13th most fantasy points per game to tight ends. Mayer has played 88+% of the snaps for 3 straight weeks now. He scored his first touchdown of his career last week. He earned 5 targets in that game. We saw in Week 6 the 5 catches for 75 receiving yard day. He could be earning a bigger role getting connected with the rookie quarterback in this offense. And really quick here, I looked across 2 different platforms, and Pat Freiermuth was rostered in under 50% of leagues in both. There is 0 reason this guy should be on waivers, and he should be playing this week. This would be my exact reaction if I was able to pick him up off of waivers in any league I play in. All right, for defense and special teams, the Washington Commanders were probably a hot add this week, but by chance, if they are available, go and grab them right away. The Commanders face the New York Giants, led by rookie Tommy DeVito, who, number 1, might be banged up, and number 2, threw for under 100 passing yards last week against Dallas on 27 attempts. I know it was the Cowboys' defense, but geez, come on. The New York Giants also generate the least total yards per game and the least points per game this season. Another option is Houston, who faces the Cardinals, and I know they've allowed a decent amount of points this season, but they've had 2 weeks of 4 sacks and 1 week of 6 sacks, coming off of a game where they had 2 interceptions against the Bengals, 3 weeks forcing 2 fumbles. So this defense is simply making plays. I'll be dropping my starts of the week video that you will not want to miss tomorrow, so make sure you are following the Fantrax socials.